Yo, what is going on, guys? Matthew V. Haynes here, aka the Clockmaster. Right now I have a few updates for you. So for those of you guys who may or may not know, Rian Johnson, the director for Star Wars, just finished wrapping up filming of the movie. John Williams already began working on the score, but reshooting may begin sometime in March in Scotland and Ireland. So guys, they're looking for extra cast members and all that kind of stuff to do reshooting, and a lot of people already presume that the reshooting is already on their schedule. So, and a lot of these bigger companies, a lot of these film companies already have, you know, reshoots and everything scheduled in betweens, because the majority of the film has already been recorded already. It's already been filmed in their editing process. Rian Johnson already started giving people a, you know, behind the scenes look as to what's going on with Star Wars, you know, the editing process and everything like that. So we already know that they had a lot of the stuff already filmed already. And since we're talking about Star Wars, there's a big Star Wars rumor, and this is not a new rumor, but this is more a recurring rumor. The Star Wars unaltered versions are rumored to be released this year, and since it's the 40th anniversary, fans are very excited for the news. However, there's many rumors like this before. So as I mentioned, guys, there's been a lot of rumors of Lucasfilm releasing an unaltered version of the original trilogy. You know, on Blu-ray and everything, and everyone's been expecting it, but it never actually really happened, and that's a lot of things true Star Wars fans have been really excited for and disappointed for, because George Lucas already, you know, he did remastered versions of the original trilogy, adding little CGI elements and things to improve it. But a lot of people were disappointed with those. So, you know, everyone's been looking for an original unaltered version for years, just as the way it was released in the theaters for those who saw it in 73 and in the 80s. People are just looking for that original version. So I don't know if they will do it this year. Who knows? It'd be really cool to see Sebastian Shaw, who played Darth Vader under the mask, not the voice, because the voice was James Earl, but Sebastian Shaw, his original Force Ghost, and I know that was replaced with the newer Anakin. Will they do it? It'd be really cool to see that. I'd actually really like to experience that and see everything. And a lot of people argued the fact that that was the best version of Star Wars ever, and they should have never tampered with it, and they should have never tried to remaster it and add CGI and all that, but who knows. So up next right now, we have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. We got some news. Again, a lot of you may or may not have known this, but Kurt Russell is expected to play Star-Lord's father as Jason. No. Ego. So for me, that news that I just read it today actually came to me as a surprise, because I did not know who they were going to choose or what they were going to do as far as Peter Quill's father in the storyline. Watching all these trailers and everything like that, I was expecting it to be Jason, who is in the comic books. He's the king of Spartax. You know, he's obviously an alien, but he's like a humanoid alien. So he, you know, came to Earth. Blah, 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 blah. In this version of Guardians of the Galaxy, it will not be Jason. Now, to some of you guys, this may not be any news at all. Some of you guys already knew this already. But for me, this came as news. I was a little bit surprised and slightly disappointed that they're choosing Ego. And for you guys who do not know Ego is actually a Marvel character who is a living planet. He's a living planet, and he can shapeshift into different forms. He can shapeshift into a human, to whatever he wants to shapeshift into. So, I mean, it's kind of exciting to see how they're going to make this all work out with, you know, going into the upcoming film. But to me, that was, like I said, it was a little bit of a surprise, and I actually really wanted them to do Jason, because I think Jason is actually a really cool character, and I think, and you know, he's a really cool father figure, and I kind of wanted to see, if you guys watch the Disney XD version, and I touched base on this in an older video, they have Jason in there, and he, you know, and he fights with Peter Quill on and off, and they have an actually, you know, they have an elemental gunfight, and it's really cool. So like I said, I'm a little bit disappointed with that, but it's okay. One of the biggest predictions with this whole thing is Ego, and I believe this is why they chose Ego, but I don't think they needed to do this as set up for Infinity War. But I read somewhere that everyone they're talking about, you know, he has an issue with his father, his biological father, because they essentially will have two different sides as to how to save the galaxy. Since the Guardians of the Galaxy are the Guardians of the Galaxy, he might have a different point of view, which may cause Peter Quill to flee and come to Earth, hence them starting the whole of Infinity War storyline and everything. So I can imagine, you know, I can actually see them doing that and it working out. So the main role for Ego in this entire universe, in this movie, has been unspecified so far, and there's no news as to what, you know, how big of an impact he will have in the film, but I'm interested to see how they're going to bring this in. Will it be at the end? I'm interested. Next up, we have some Captain Marvel news. So there's a lot of buzz surrounding the appearance of Brie Larson's Captain Marvel, and when she was asked, Brie stated that she cannot mention anything regarding the character and her appearance. So while Captain Marvel is actually set to appear in 2018's Avengers Infinity War, she's supposed to make a cameo somehow. They're setting up for, for her own solo movie, which is supposed to come out right after that. There's been, like I said, there's been a lot of buzz surrounding her appearance, how she will look. Will she have long hair, short hair, the mohawk? Will she wear the original helmet? Will she, and Captain Marvel, if you guys don't know, Captain Marvel has transitioned through a lot of different appearances. At first she had a black costume, then she transitioned to the original Captain Marvel costume. She transitioned to the original Captain Marvel outfit with this big star in the center. No mask on, no nothing, but she had a helmet on. So she did a lot of transitions and changes. So I'm actually really curious, and I'm interested now to see how they're, which style they're going to choose to, go on with her appearance. That'd be really cool to see. Now this brings me to our last and final topic about Wolverine and the MCU. So in an interview with Screen Rant, Hugh Jackman was asked, and I quote, "In a perfect world, film rights aside, if you were offered the chance of being in the Avengers movie, would you be on that, or would you be excited for it?" Hugh Jackman then responded with, and I quote, "If that was on the table when I made my decision, it certainly would have made me pause, that's for sure, because I always loved the idea of him within that dynamic, with the Hulk obviously, with Iron Man, but there's a lot of smarter people with MBAs who can't figure that out. So if that doesn't scream, Fox, if you made some agreement with Marvel, I probably would have been the Wolverine still, and I probably would have not made Logan." And that's the whole thing, guys. Really and truly, I really believe if Hugh Jackman, for some reason, and I was just hoping this, because ever since Fantastic Four, Fox has just been out of whack, man. I just don't know. I mean, as far as, Marvel stuff, yeah, I mean, X-Men First Class, I would say for X-Men First Class, I would say is probably an exception, in my opinion. Days of Future Past, probably an exception. Apocalypse, why? But if somehow they were able to strike a deal, like Sony struck a deal with Marvel and Disney to have Spider-Man integrate in that MCU universe, which is one of the biggest groundbreaking things in film rights and everything across the board, whether it be a superhero world or even not, just in general, that is big news. So I just don't understand why, for some reason, they could not have done that. I mean, if somehow Wolverine was in the MCU, I'm pretty sure we would have seen the black costume, which a lot of people wanted. But the possibilities could have been endless. And plus, he would also be an Avenger, and that's the whole thing. Wolverine had a lot of encounters with the Avengers. He's worked with them before. Even the most recent Civil War storyline, he's Old Man Logan there, but he worked with them. He's even had encounters with T'Challa, Black Panther. He's had encounters with him, and they've all worked together at various times within the comic book world. So the possibilities would have been endless. Could you imagine seeing Wolverine in Infinity War? Could you imagine seeing Wolverine in an Iron Man movie, or a Captain America movie, or in an Avengers movie? Could you imagine seeing that? Like, that would be, in a perfect world, to see the Fantastic Four be part of the MCU. We already got Spider-Man right now for a couple of movies, which is good. I'm grateful for that. And we already got a lot of the major characters. But could you imagine just seeing all of that? X-Men franchise being in the MCU. All of this, Inhumans being in the MCU. Can you imagine seeing Luke Cage and Jessica Jones and everybody on the big screen? That would be a geek's dream. That would be a nerd, a comic book person's dream, because that would just be awesome to see. So everyone's blaming Fox. Everybody's mad at Fox. They're yelling at them, "Why didn't you sign a deal?" Or there's a lot of business behind all of this stuff, guys, besides just us being fans. There's a lot of paperwork and a lot of investments and things that go behind this kind of stuff here. So it's not, I can understand why that would never happen. There's a lot of complications behind everything. Behind the scenes, behind the film industry, there's a lot of complications. So I can see why that happens, and I understand, but it would have been cool. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to smash the like button, leave your comments down below. If you have anything to comment about anything I talked about today, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, guys, if you are new, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and notification button. I do a lot of trailer reviews, trailer reactions. I do a lot of movie news and a lot of things surrounding this kind of topics. You know, movie reviews of all types of stuff. So just, you know, subscribe if you're into any one of those things. Alrighty, guys, thank you for taking your time out to watch this video, and I will see you in the next one. Clockmaster out.